this question to answer to Nigerians. I have this listed out. Like, I have a lot. Like, I studied this case. Like, this case is now my day in, day out, like my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm like studying it like bomber to bomber. So I need Nigerians to ask these people, these three people, Hadure, Wumi, and the Mohbad's mother. I need them to answer this question. If you guys remember, Mohbad's father said when he went there, he met Mohbad already embalmed. You guys already know the story. Already embalmed, took him to police station. They rejected the case, took him to hospital. On getting there, he found out that the wife was having death certificate without informing the father. Now, I need you guys to take a look at my findings, okay? These three individuals, they really need to come out and explain to the world. Now, Wumi's story, I have it here, okay? Now, let me start from Wumi's story. Wumi said they met at the age of 13, okay? To go on through online, they call to go. According to her, the interview she granted on separate occasions. Number one, she granted that interview with TVC where she mentioned that she was happily married. So according to the interview she granted somewhere separately, she said she was already tired of the marriage, that she wanted to divorce Mohbad because Mohbad became paranoid. So in two different occasions, one she said she was happily married, the other one she said she wanted to divorce Mohbad. Now, pregnancy. She claimed in that pregnancy was forced on her by Mohbad's father. If you look at it that way, that means she's claiming that she never wanted to get pregnant, that she was not ready to be pregnant, that Mohbad's father is the one who initiated the pregnancy. So, looking at it from this angle, you will now ask, she was never ready to have that baby. That is what she's trying to explain. Now, she said marriage also was initiated by Mohbad's father. That means, if we have to check it, Mohbad was not ready, neither to have baby, nor to get married to this girl. Because if Mohbad's father was the person who initiated the marriage, and according to what Mohbad's mother, younger sister was saying, he said when she got there, when they were doing the marriage was disorganized, that it was not like a proper marriage. She was like nobody was informed properly. That means Mohbad was not ready to marry this girl. So something went wrong, that they have to do this marriage, in a hurry. And even Wumi confirmed it by saying that the father-in-law was the person who asked her to go and get the list, the marriage list from the family. So if you think of it, how can, if you are getting married, your husband is the one who's supposed to ask for the list from your family. Now, it was Mohbad's father who asked for the list. That means Mohbad at all never wanted to get married to this girl. Neither was he ready for the pregnancy, and also he was not ready for marrying this girl. He was just ready to, just to enjoy the moment with her, just because they were just young. So the marriage she claimed they were married happily was not initiated by Mohbad. Okay? So now, according to her interview, now DNA test, this lady Wumi, she claimed that DNA test, that she never wanted to do DNA test because according to her, the father-in-law called her a cheating wife. There was a post she made on the internet. She said nobody have right to force her to do DNA test except Mohbad because she was disvirgined by Mohbad. What she's trying to say is that since she met Mohbad, Mohbad was the only person she has ever had contact with. I mean, man to woman contact. So she never knew any other man, making it that Mohbad is the only man she ever knew. But another interview she granted, there was a time she had another relationship, that she separated from Mohbad and had another relationship. So what am I really believing? Do I have to believe that Mohbad is the only man you ever met? Or should I have to believe that you people separated and you met another man? Now, this is the reason why you said you claimed two reasons. One was Mohbad never asked you for DNA test. Second reason, because your father-in-law called you, what? A cheating wife. Now, the interview Wumi's lawyer granted with the Arise TV, Wumi's lawyer bluntly said then that they refused to do DNA test because Mohbad bought a land. Mohbad bought a land for his son, bought for the father, and bought for himself. That means if a man bought a land for his son, and both for the father, and both for himself. Mohbad never doubted for the paternity of the child when he was alive, and the mother was living inside that house. That makes it now they cannot do a DNA test, because why? Mohbad bought a land for the father, Mohbad bought a land for the son. That means anyone who buys a land for the son don't have right to ask for DNA test. So they are speaking differently, they are explaining differently. Okay, that is what they are trying to explain. You guys should just get ready, because this will be a very long video, because I covered a lot of things. It will be a long explanation, and we will conclude, because we are trying to like fix dots together. Now, Wumi claimed that Mohbad died through bullying. That was her first accusation. The same time, there was this audio message that Wumi was accusing the father, the Mohbad's father, that he already died Mohbad and now want to buy his son. That means publicly Wumi came out to tell the world that Sam Larry and Naira Marley were involved in what died his husband. At the back, he went to accuse the father. That means Wumi is like, she's confused of who to like pin on this case. She's trying to pin somebody. She will pin this person, she will pin the other person. And now there's another thing. Something that got me is that when she said that even after the death of Mohbad, when people were there, that another nurse was there. But knowing what the other nurse committed, according to you, that you said the other nurse, quack nurse, did this and did that, and that was what led to his spine. Now you brought in another nurse. Why did you bring that another nurse, Pico? Please, why did you inform, or why did you even invite another nurse? Somebody already died. Why inviting nurse? Why inviting another second nurse? It doesn't make sense. Now, I want you people also to note something, because it's very, very important. Is it normal that somebody just died, a widow that the husband just died, instead of you to be screaming, to be restless, to be, to explain yourself, to show the world remorse, and how you went online to start writing, to start explaining, to start calling him nigger? Please, how can you call this guy nigger? Okay, like how can you call your husband who just died nigger without like having a remorse? Upon calling him nigger, your lawyer was already there. So how can your lawyer be there? Who invited the lawyer? Why did the lawyer come? Why? What exactly? Why did the lawyer come? And even before the Mohbad's dad already got there, the lawyer was already there. Even to the extent that Davido already donated money. That means somebody has already informed Davido. And Wumi was online. You know why Wumi was online? Wumi was online. You know why? Because she was trying to get information that the people that are there are passing out to the world. That's why she's online. She was online trying to get the information. Everything that people that are present are posting out there. She needs to know what is going on so she can back up herself with some lies. That is why she was constantly online, because she said she got information from online that they were about to bury your husband who just died, which you were still there, which you are among the people that are there. So how can you say you got information online? Somebody whose husband just died is getting information online. How can you be getting information online? At the same time, Wumi claimed that the father-in-law was the person who bought casket, which is all lie. The father-in-law never bought casket because she was unaware of what is going on. Let's talk about Mohbad's mom. Can somebody explain to me that Mohbad's mom was not available when Mohbad was struggling, when Mohbad was growing up? Mohbad's dad was the person who took care of Mohbad with his brother, raised these kids, and immediately they became, managed to become somebody. Mohbad's mom appeared, and when she appeared, tragedy struck. Wumi was trying to explain to us that Mohbad's dad was her best friend. So now, Mohbad's mom, knowing that the only way to destroy everything is to make a friend with the friend of his enemy, with the friend of her enemy. So you can see that Mohbad's mom also, there's something about her. It doesn't make sense, because no reasonable woman, no woman with a good heart will leave her kids for man to train. It takes a woman with another level of a heart. So, so Mohbad's mother never had feelings for Mohbad.
Now, you cannot agree with me that Wumi has been lying. If you check the way she narrated everything, and if you have been following me in all this while, you will understand that I've asked a series of questions regarding everything so far explained by her. Today, Wumi will say A. Tomorrow, she will say B. You got to know that your husband was about to be buried, yet Mohbad was embalmed in the same compound that you were. You could not take Mohbad to a morgue so that the father will come and meet the lifeless body there. Yet, you guys embalmed Mohbad in that same apartment that you were living, lying here and there. So long as justice for Mohbad is concerned, I will still maintain it and say it without fear or favor. Whatever happened to Mohbad is between Wumi, Darusha, and Adura. Even the mom, they are all aware of what happened. Whatever prayers they are making at the moment is just to make sure that things will die down. Everybody should forget about justice for Mohbad so that they can live quietly and enjoy that which they have gathered in the name of Mohbad. Because if they don't have a hidden agenda, Mohbad, who was barely 30 years, 26, if I'm not mistaken, using Wumi's mom account details to withdraw money, to collect money, using that same Leanne's name to buy property. They have a hidden agenda, and I just hope and pray that God Almighty will begin to bring excellent analyzers like this, just to analyze every mistake so far made by them. You who lost your husband, that's supposed to be in total shock, we are now the one on social media, writing, posting. In the end, you were now claiming that you were not even aware that the same man you lived with, that by in your presence, that they were burying him on the day they did. God, they look now. Anyway, whatever you think, drop a comment in the comment section. Once again, share and follow the page. For the record, once again, kudos to this excellent analyzer